4, 5, maybe 5 slices of toast. I lost count. I was just making toast after toast after toast, and in between I was eating, and I was having a good old time. Good morning, everybody. This week's trip, it was a 4-night trip, but it was with a group. So I situated my car a little differently. I took out my big thick mattress, and now I got a kind of a car camp mattress. It's a inflatable. It's got a nice cushion though to it, so I'm not complaining. But I have a sleeping bag that can be compressed down pretty tight. The sleeping pad can roll up. The reason for this is because when I'm with a group and we're doing hikes and such, sometimes we have to run a shuttle. And so I wanted to make sure my back seat could be cleared out. So because we have a camp, I can leave behind my water containers and my camp chair. I can leave some stuff behind at the camp, and I'm not too worried about it. Because usually there's someone at camp. Not everybody goes on every hike, so there's people around. So this is what I did this trip. I took out that stuff, and I still have my solar panel on because I'm testing that out. And right now, I don't know, it's 9:30ish in the morning. I was pulling about between 80 and 90 watts right now. My fridge is running at 29 watts. So I'm in, net 60 right now. Last night, my fridge turned on more than normal, which was surprising, but I think it was because I filled my water bottles. I filled a bunch of water bottles and put it in the fridge so I can have it chilled. So I'm thinking that's why the fridge turned kind of on and off a little more last night. The temps only got down to, I think, maybe 48. So it wasn't too cold, but it wasn't too warm either. So I think I'm, blaming that warm water that I put in there from, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, from the kind of heat of the day. But it wasn't that big of a deal. So, but the battery, like I said, once again, I don't have an exact percentage. I would like to get a meter that I can actually run for a few days and see what my wattage usage is on the fridge. I wouldn't say that's my biggest draw, but I'm curious to know like the temperature during the day, how hot it got, and to see how much the fridge runs while I'm gone. Because with the solar panel now, I've come back to camp 3 days in a row, and my battery's topped off. It's 100% when I get back to camp. My fridge may be running, and the solar may be bringing in like slightly over what the fridge is drawing in just because of inefficiencies and such. So let's just say my fridge is drawing, say, 33 watts, 35 watts, 36 watts. The solar panel says it's bringing in like 40, I don't know, 42, 43, I've been noticing. But it's only just enough to keep the battery topped off. So by the time the sun goes down, the fridge is cycling on and off. By the morning, I'm only burning 20% of my battery. I think it's worked out perfect. However, I really miss my car topper. The car topper can just get a little more stuff out of the way. I did remove some things out of the car. I brought a smaller camp chair. I didn't bring all my appliances. I had some backpacks that I was having to juggle around in the car. So if I had the car topper and a solar panel, oh my gosh, that's probably the perfect combination, I think. I don't want a portable panel. I want to be able to leave that panel going while I'm gone all day long. Like we group up at 9 in the morning and we're not back till after 6. So having this solar panel is great. I don't have to worry about charging the battery up. I come back to camp and, you know, we have, say, a potluck, and I wasn't using any electricity for that. I was using just the butane stove to heat up some food. But for the potluck, I kind of, it was the first 2 nights that we camped, and in order to do the potluck, before I left home, I cooked the pasta and I just put it in the fridge. And I cooked the meat sauce and I put it in the fridge. And so when I got to camp, all I had to do was, you know, throw it in a big pot and heat it up and serve it. So that was easy for me. I try to figure ways to make cleanup really easy. The second night was leftovers from the first night's potluck. So yeah, I try to make easy cleanup, and that worked out great. But back to the electrical, yeah, I kind of want to add an inverter and hook to the battery. I'll work on that. I'm going to look into that. But having the Bluetti for the fridge running through the day is great. That I don't think I'm going to change right now. Would I like to have a little larger battery? Yes. There was one day I came back. Everything was topped off every day. But whenever I made toast. Right, toast. So the toast I made, I think I made at least 4 pieces of toast one morning, and with my coffee, I had 2 rounds of coffee, heating water up. So I did go through a little battery, and I did check, and I had gotten down. It was topped off at night, but then with the fridge running through the night, and with my 5, maybe 5 slices of toast, I lost count. I was just making toast after toast after toast, and in between I was eating, and I was having a good old time. So, but after that, I went and looked at the battery to see how low it was before I left for the day, you know, 9ish, and it was at 60%. So I dropped 40% between me making the toast and the, you know, in the fridge overnight. That's not bad. I think it's great. However, what about if it was cloudy? We had perfect weather on this trip, and I couldn't have asked for a better weather window. It was great. Yes, I got to test out the solar panel, but I would like to test the, you know, cloudy capabilities. This morning when I left camp and I'm driving back, I stopped at another state park, Kodachrome Basin. I'm gonna spend the day here before I head back home. But I did notice it was cloudy, and I was wondering if it was going to be cloudy today and I'd have a little test day with clouds. But it was cloudy. It was 8:30, and it was really overcast. There was no direct sun hitting, and I was pulling 18 watts off the panel. And when my fridge was turning on and off, it was around 28, 29. So, you know, I was negative 10 watts on that. But I would really be curious to know how long or how low the battery gets on really cloudy days. But the plus is I have a Prius, and I can turn the Prius on in ready mode and use it as a generator. And yeah, it cycles on and off, you know. As you may know, I've already stated that it turns on depending on the weather. And if I'm not running the heater or the AC, it runs for 2.5 minutes and it's off 12.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes, 12.5 minutes. And it does that. So, it runs, what it was at, 2.5, 10 minutes an hour, right? So 10 minutes of generator time is not bad at all to kind of recharge my battery. That's what I have it. But the solar panel really works. But let's talk about maybe what I'm gonna do, and maybe y'all can help me out in the comment section down below about how I can have have my cake and eat it too. I want my solar panel, but I also want my cargo box. So let's look at the solar panel, and here we go. So here's my solar panel still. I was wondering if in between these two, what are these? These bars and these feet, if I can actually have a panel slide out. I have another 200 watt panel. It's a Renogy panel that I bought many years ago when I bought the Bluetti. You know, that was 3.5 years ago. And I've never really used it, but it is narrower than this panel here. This panel here, I think was 32 inches wide. I'll put up on the screen exactly how wide it is. But yeah, I think it's around 32, center to center on the rack, maybe 29-ish. But no, I'll throw up the measurements on the screen. But my other 200 watt panel, it is narrower. It's less than 30. So my idea is can I get that panel to slide out underneath my cargo carrier? If I can get it to slide out like those drawers, if I can get some drawer slides and mount the drawer slides on the inside and have this panel slide out while I'm parked. Okay, and that would, you know, I'm not really too concerned about when I'm driving, but when I'm parked, I can pull it out, have the sun charge during the day when I'm gone, but when I'm driving, I can always plug it in to my cigarette adapter. So let's go around and I'll show you what's going on with the electrical in here. So once again, my Bluetti is right down here, and this plug, this top plug here, is the input. This input here is going to the solar panel right now, but I also have this plug here that can plug into my cigarette lighter, and my cigarette lighter is right here. So I can actually, when I'm driving, I can just swap out what input I'm using, solar or cigarette lighter. And the cigarette lighter charges at 105 watts. But then the solar panel, I think the max I've gotten is close to 140. And we'll see next month when the sun is a little higher, if I get a little bit better output of the solar panel. But for now, it's great. Like right now, I can feel air coming out, and I can hear, if you can hear the humming, there is some humming, there is some noise that comes from this when this runs. But because it's not, when I'm not charging at night. So I don't hear this at night. The only thing I hear at night is the fridge, but the fridge is really quiet, so it doesn't bother me at all. So that is kind of, I have the option to choose how I charge, and that's kind of what I'm thinking here on the electrical. Here I got a little wool blanket, and I usually cover my fridge up for some insulation. I have two 5-gallon buckets, not buckets, two 5-gallon water containers. So I got two of these right here, and I can easily pull these out. I got to move my clothes bag. But once I'm gonna move my clothes bag, this easily, like when I have my platform over, it goes over this, and I can just easily just swing this out. And I actually brought 10 gallons with me on this trip. I didn't know if we were gonna have water at the campground, but we did, but I used my own water anyway, and I didn't use too much. I had a lot of bottles filled before I even came to the camp. Oh, so yeah, let's go back in here. Sorry. Oh, you can see a shadow, big old shadow of me. Let me go around the other side. So this is what I was saying is I like to have access to a full seat. So I would leave those water containers at the camp, you know, my camp chair, and I can fold this seat up over here, and all my gear can go into the back of the car, and I can run a shuttle for, you know, I can fit 3 in the back and me, so a total of 4 people. I can help run a shuttle. And so that's this setup on camping with a group. So you have any questions, comment down below, let me know what you think. But this trip was a success. I enjoyed it. It was great. I'm just spending this one last day here at a state park, and I'm gonna enjoy myself today, and I'm gonna start heading home. I don't know what you'd call this, an addendum. Oh yeah, that sound, I love that sound. But I'm making toast, and I got a little mustard mayo spread. Let's see, I got a little mustard mayo spread right here, and I just put it on my toast, and I got some ham that I had in the fridge. So this is what I'm having. It is early in the morning, but I wanted a ham sandwich. So this is what I'm having for today. I've been on a lot of hikes, so this one meal a day, I'm having 2 meals a day. So I'm having this ham sandwiches right now. I'll probably have 3 slices of toast. So I'm taking 1 slice of toast, putting some spread, and folding it in half, and I eat in between the toasting. So and then I can go explore around today. So I thought I'd just add this at the end. I know there's some people out there who are interested in my toast making, and I hope you enjoyed, because I did. See you on the next one.